we peaked about 670. Alright, both generators are online, batteries are charging. So flap set 15, check all of the ice protection stuff.
Goshen Municipal Airport, Goshen, Indiana. Automated weather observation 2041 Zulu. Wind 010 at 08. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature minus 04 Celsius. Dew point minus 09 Celsius. Altimeter 302 Remarks. Density altitude minus 1,600.
Afternoon, Southwind clearance, Pilatus 921 November Golf on the ground at Goshen. Request IFR to India Lima Mike.
Pilatus 921 November Golf, South clear delivery. Hold release to Goshen Airport. You're cleared to India Lima Mike as filed. Maintain 3000. Direct flight level 270, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 132.05, walk 6220. Say departure runway, verify holding for release.
Pilatus 921 November Golf cleared to Wilmington as filed. Flight maintain 3000, expect flight level 270 in 10 minutes. Departure 132.05, squawk 6220. I'm holding for release and I'll be using runway 9er here at Goshen.
Pilatus 921 November Golf, reback correct. Call back with number 1.
I'll give you a call, 1 November Golf. Okay, we are cleared as filed, which was just direct to Wilmington, North Carolina. Put 3,000 in the altitude selector as our initial altitude, and we'll expect 27,000 or flight level 270 in about 10 minutes. Our departure frequency will be South Bend on 132.05, and our transponder code is 6220. That's a code that uniquely identifies us to ATC. Okay, and we are ready to taxi.
Goshen traffic, Cessna 05 Victor, turning left crosswind, runway 9 at Goshen.
Goshen traffic, Pilatus 921 November Golf, taxi runway 9er Goshen. Alright, welcome aboard the Pilatus PC-12. Today we've got a repositioning flight from here in northern Indiana out to Wilmington, North Carolina. We're picking up one guy in the morning real early. It's going to be a long day tomorrow. Earlier today there were some lines of weather that went through between here and Wilmington, but currently everything's clear. Wilmington is right on the edge of a convective outlook, so we'll have to see what turns up when we get there. Our alternate is Jackson, North Carolina, just a little bit north and outside of the outlook right now, so we have a good alternate option in case the weather gets dicey. But according to the TAF, there's not supposed to be much moving in until later. Feelings are supposed to be at least 6,000 until a couple hours after we land.
Turning left base, runway 9 at Goshen.
It's about a 2-hour flight down there. We're supposed to have turbulence at all our altitudes and possibility of icing in the clouds, but I don't foresee that being too much of an issue because we should be above the clouds for most of our flight.
Goshen traffic, Cessna 05 Victor, turning final, runway 9 at Goshen.
About a 150 on final.
Goshen traffic, helicopter 30 tells right base 9, number 2 on airplane, Goshen.
And helicopter on base.
Central aircraft has no information, air meds for ICE, IFR, and service in Indiana trying to save information they won't flight service.
South Bend, Pilatus 921 November Golf, we're number 1 and ready to go for departure here at runway 9 at Goshen.
Pilatus 921 November Golf, stand by.
Okay, batteries are charging at 8 and 17 amps. So that's below the 30 amp limit. Gotta wait until they're charging below 30 amps before you take off.
Pilatus 921 November Golf, After any controlled airspace, fly runway heading. Clear, your release from the Goshen Airport.
Release forward, departure off of Goshen. We'll fly a runway heading up to 3,000, 921 November Golf.
Pilatus 921 November Golf, altimeter 3029.
3029er, 921 November Golf. Okay, waiting for this helicopter to land and get out of the way. The final cockpit check. I use an acronym that I learned at training. I went to SimCom for my initial sim training, and
clear runway 9.
they teach the acronym FAT FLY, and I like to add an I in there. So FAT FLY, or FAT I FLY, stands for flaps and trims, ice protection, flight idle on the condition lever, lights on, and yaw damp off. Put the flight director in go around mode by pushing the button on the pilot control lever, and set it to heading instead of roll. And we've got 090 for our departure heading. We've got 3,000 for our departure altitude. Flaps and trims, ice protection, windshields go to light, inertial separators open, probes are on, lights, yaw damp is off, and put condition lever to flight idle as we turn onto the runway here. Goshen traffic, Pilatus 921 November Golf, departing runway 9er will be a straight out IFR departure. Goshen.
Goshen traffic, helicopter 3 hotels right cross 9, Goshen.
Okay, helicopter's getting out of our way, so we are clear. Flight idle to go as we turn onto the runway.
Goshen traffic, helicopter 3 hotel right downwind 9, Goshen.
Okay, condition lever to flight idle. Pass is clear, got a right crosswind. Excuse me, left crosswind. And we'll bring in the power. Alright, power is set, gauges are all looking good. Airspeed's coming up, looking for 80 knots. There's 80. Rotate. Positive brake, we'll step on the brakes, stop the wheels. Gears coming up. We're at 100 knots. Flaps can come up.
Taxiing runway 9, Goshen.
Goshen traffic, Pilatus 921 November Golf, departing the area to the east, Goshen. Alright, flop over to departure. Afternoon, South Bend, Pilatus 921 November Golf, off Goshen 1,700, climbing 3,000, runway heading.
Pilatus 921 November Golf, Alpha departure, ident, climb and maintain 10,000, turn right direct to destination.
Ident, climb, maintain 10,000, and right direct Wilmington, 1 November Golf.
1 November Golf, ready to contact 3 east of the Goshen Airport, and verify altitude 2.3, south and all 73029er.
Altitude checks and 0.29 on the meter, 1 November Golf.
East.
Clear to the right. Go ahead and make our turn direct. And yaw damp, taxi landing light are off.
Pilatus 1 November Golf, contact Chicago Center, or 119.85 today. That's another team 1 November Golf, Chicago Center, Roger, climb, maintain 17,000, the forward altimeter is 3026.
Alright, we just passed through 10,000 feet there, so I'll turn the pulse lights off. Normally I would turn the inertial separator off as well, but since we're going to be coming through this cloud layer in just a little bit and there's potential for icing risk, we'll leave it open so we don't get any pod damage to the engine. Starting to get into the bottom of this layer here, so we'll watch out for ice. Temperature is negative 15. Go ahead and turn the prop heat on, prevent any ice buildup on the propeller.
921 November Golf, traffic 11 o'clock in about 7 miles westbound is a PC-12, 1,000 feet above.
1 November Golf, Roger, we're IMC.
251 November Golf, traffic at your 2 o'clock in about 7 miles southeastbound, PC-12, 1,000 feet below.
Yeah, we have one DCAS, 251 November Golf.
Got another PC-12. Be crossing right over top of us, 1,000 above. Probably won't be able to see him.
21 November Golf, traffic no factor, climb maintain flight level 230.
Climb maintain flight level 230, 921 November Golf. Okay, set 230 in. There's 18,000 feet, set standard on the altimeter.
For 921 November Golf, contact Chicago Center 126.32. Good day.
2632, good day, 921 November Golf. Hello, Chicago Center, Pilatus 921 November Golf, flight level 200, climbing 230.
Pilatus 921 November Golf, Chicago Center, roger, climb and maintain level 270.
Climb and maintain flight level 270, 921 November Golf. Alright, I've been hand flying it up through the climb here, but I'm going to go ahead and turn the autopilot on. I like to hand fly it to keep my hand flying skills fresh, but it's really nice, especially single pilot, to have a nice autopilot that can fly it during cruise and if things get busy up here. We've reached our cruising altitude of 27,000 feet, flight level 270. We're still skirting through the tops of the clouds here, so we're going to leave the inertial separator on. I don't want to risk ingesting any ice. We're not getting any right now, but that's not a risk I want to take. So we're going to leave that on. We're going to leave the prop ice on also. It's negative 46 degrees out there, negative 46 degrees Celsius, which is really cold. It's about 8 degrees colder than standard, so should be getting pretty good performance. All the performance numbers in the book are based on the inertial separator closed, so we're not going to set it by that. I'm just going to go by ITT. Around 780 is where we usually end up, so I'm just going to set that there. So earlier in the day, we had some storms go through. There was kind of a line that went through about the middle of our route, and then some weather around Wilmington. That's all cleared out, and the storms that were right around Wilmington when we departed, that outlook looks like it's moved off to the east. So I think we'll be in the clear when we get there. Like I said earlier, there's forecast for some light rain and stuff tonight. Supposed to be some more weather moving in, lower clouds in the morning. But for now it looks clear. I'll keep an eye on it and see what we get when we get there. Looks like we are getting some of that turbulence that was forecast. It's not too bad right now, just kind of light turbulence.
Southwest 410.
Southwest 512 Indy Center, roger.
Okay, we're up on top now. We're out of the clouds, so I'll turn off the propeller ice and I'll close the inertial separator. That'll give us a little better power. So now that we've done that, we can figure out what our power settings should be. So we take the altitude and the temperature, and we plug it in to the Pilatus app, and that'll give us our power settings. So we've got negative 46, negative 45, 46 Celsius for the temperature here. We'll set that, and 27,000 feet for the altitude. And we'll see what it gives us for 45. So looks like engine torque should be set anywhere from 30.3 to 30.5. So I'll set 30.4. So we'll just bump the power up to 30.4.
Wind approach 127.2. 127.2, 7 Juliet 12. Good night. Night.
And then we'll have our cruise power set. You can see that gives us right at 780. So that's a pretty good ballpark number to go for if you gotta have the inertial separator closed. We've got 67 knots of wind, getting 273 knots true airspeed, and the book number is 276. That's really close.
We're 1 November Golf, contact Indy Center 132.82. 1 November Golf, roger. Should be mostly smooth to the southeast. Pilatus 1 November Golf, contact Indy Center 135.12. Or 921 November Golf, Indy Center, roger. Or 921 November Golf, contact Indy Center 124.57.
November 921 November Golf, Indy Center, roger, hello.
21 November Golf, contact the Atlanta Center 132.907.
Number 921 November Golf, Atlanta Center, hello.
Tell me that you're ready to go. Tell me that you're ready to go. I'll be here waiting. I'll be here waiting, waiting.
We're about 240 miles out from Wilmington, and you can see that precip that was just right to the east of Wilmington is dissipated and continued to move off to the east. So I'm confident that we won't have any issues getting in there. The winds have really picked up. We've got 154 knots, almost direct crosswind, a little bit of a tailwind. We're picking up a little bit there, but it's pretty strong winds, and it's we're holding a 30-degree crab angle, which is pretty steep.
Number 921 November Golf, contact Washington Center 133.72, good day. Number 921 November Golf, Washington. Number 921 November Golf, contact Washington Center 135.2.
921 November Golf, Washington Center, Roger, good evening.
Limited tower information, Mike 21530, wind calm, visibility 10, sky conditions, ceiling 1,200 overcast, temperature 13, dew point 09, altimeter 3001. ILS Zulu, runway 24 approach in use, notice the airman, field condition 555, 100% wet. Wilmington VOR out of service, ASR approaches unavailable. Be advised, GPS may be unreliable within 25 nautical miles below 5,000 feet. Advise initial contact, give information Mike.
340.
Okay, information Mike, ILS Zulu, runway 24. Might as well get that set up. About 20 minutes out. Okay, we're going to set up the ILS Zulu runway 24 approach into Wilmington. I'll show you guys how to do that here on the Apex. So you bring the cursor, well, this is one way to do it. Bring the cursor to your airport, go down to departure and arrival. You can also go to the flight management window here and go to the little landing airplane icon. It'll get you the same spot. And click on runway approach or star.
Bravo Golf, contact Atlanta Center on 124.42.
Choose the runway.
2442,
and then we'll choose ILS Zulu 24. And we'll go ahead and load it from Topsy. I like to load the full procedure, and then we can activate whichever leg we need to if we get vectors. That way we have it preloaded in there. So I'll insert that in our flight plan, and it's going to have this discontinuity up here. It always kicks out the airport, so I like to put it back in there.
892 Sierra Bravo, squawk code 2451.
We'll amend route and put KILM.
921 November Golf, contact Washington Center on 123. Correction, Washington Center 135.3.
Wash Center 35.3, 1 November Golf. Hello, Washington Center, Pilatus Center 21 November Golf 240.
Pilatus 921 November Golf, Washington Center, welcome.
Okay, so we've got Wilmington put back in there. And now we'll verify the rest of the fixes on the approach. So we've got Topsy set in there as our initial fix with the hold. That's what the H there stands for. And so that's the procedure turn, hold. And so we've got Topsy, hold, and then back to Topsy. And then Stumley. And then the runway. And we also need to verify the altitudes here. So Topsy, hold at 2,000, at or above 2,000, that checks. Stumley, we should be there at or above 1,800, that checks. And then we'll have the missed approach waypoints here. So for the missed approach, we should climb to 3,100, direct to Lurkey, and hold. And that's what we've got in there. So now that that's all verified, we can activate it. Verify that we're still going direct to Wilmington. It is. In the Apex,
2 Tango Bravo, Roger.
magenta is what is active, not necessarily GPS, but what is active in your nav. We can close the flight management window there, go back to waypoint. And now we've got all of our approach fixes set up. We'll also go ahead and set minimums in. So for our minimums, we've got a couple options. We can do radar altimeter minimums or baro minimums. I like baro minimums. So just push this knob to select which one. So I'll push it so it's on baro, and then once you start turning it, that thing will come up there, and that's your MSL altitude for your barometric minimums. For this approach, the minimums are 226 feet, so we'll round up to 230. Alright, 230 is set, baro minimums, and that there is how you set up an approach on Primus Apex. Okay, so I showed you how to set up an approach, and I told you that I like to load the full procedure, and then I can just activate vectors later. So, how do you activate vectors in the Primus Apex? Well, there's no activate vectors button like there is in the Garmin stuff. So what you have to do is activate the leg. So the final approach leg would be topsy to Sumley. So to activate the vectors, or activate that leg, we would click on topsy and say from waypoint, and then that will delete everything before topsy and activate the leg from topsy to Sumley, and then we can fly our heading to intercept that course and arm the nav, and the FMS, or excuse me, the flight director will follow that, or if we have the autopilot will follow that. We're going to cancel that now because we don't want to actually activate it. Another thing you need to do when setting up an approach like this,
And King Air 5, I'm sorry, 28 Kilo Mike, with your request,
and something that's gotten me in the past, is you need to make
11.75.
Wilmington, the airport, a flyover waypoint. If you don't, the autopilot will try to turn to topsy before you get to the airport. So do that. You click on this here, and the other thing is we don't actually want to be at 11,000 feet
contact Jack Center
when we get there.
370.905.
So for the vertical planning, we need to set a more appropriate altitude in there. To do that, you click on that box and brings up the crossing restriction information for that airport. So what we need to do is we need to say we want to go at what altitude do we want to go to. So we will set in probably, let's say, 2,000 feet. That'll give us good planning, since topsy is also going to be at 2,000. If they vector us off our course towards topsy, we'll be at 2,000 already. And then we also need to select flyover and make it a flyover waypoint. That will tell the autopilot and the FMS that we want to go over the airport and not cut the corner for the turn. Hit apply. It'll put it in here, and we'll say yes, we want to do that. Activate.
Maintain 16,000, 16,000.
16,000.
The vertical situation display, the VSD, will show a new calculation there. We're already descending to 11,000. That's what we have set here. So we can go ahead and arm the vertical nav mode on the FMS, and it will follow that line. I'm going to wait just a little bit. If we arm it right away, you can see that triangle there. That's the vertical nav slope. So I'm going to wait until it gets in a little bit matched up closer with our current descent. That way, the autopilot won't pitch up aggressively. It'll try to level off and wait till it gets to there. So if we wait a little bit, it'll capture it more smoothly. We're also down through 18,000 feet, so we can set the local altimeter setting of 3001 in the Colesman window. Okay, we're right there on our descent angle.
November Golf, contact Wilmington approach on 118.25. Good night.
118.259, 21 November Golf. Good day. Good evening, Wilmington approach, Pilatus 921 November Golf, 16,300, descending 11,000. I have Mike.
Pilatus 921 November Golf, Wilmington approach. Good evening, altimeter 3000, set and maintain 10,000, 10,000.
3000 down to 10,000, 921 November Golf. Okay, 3000, 10,000 set. And
1 November Golf, reaching 10,000. Descent pilot's discretion, maintain 3,000.
After 10,000, minus discretion to 3,000, and you know what? We'll keep it. We'll just keep on going down to 3,000. 1 November Golf.
Fox 1 November Golf.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and set 3,000. We're already on our descent angle that we want, so we can just keep trucking on down once we get to 10. Well, it might get a little dark for the cameras. I don't know how well this will turn out. We'll see. At 1200 overcast. We'll need to fly an approach.
Fox 1 November Golf, turn left direct, Topsy, ILS Zulu, runway 24.
Direct Topsy for the ILS Zulu 24, 921 November Golf.
Fox 1 November Golf, expect to turn to the final approach course prior to Topsy.
And I'll expect to turn to final priority Topsy 1 November Golf. Oh, gotta slow down a little bit. Getting a little bumpy. Alright, so he gave us direct Topsy, and this is why I like to put it in there. We're going to expect vectors. He's going to give us vectors. But for now, we need to go direct Topsy. We'd have to redo all that we did earlier if we had just done vectors. So Topsy, activate, and return direct Topsy. Expecting a turn to final. Okay, so we'll brief the approach here, make sure we've got everything set up correctly. Localizer is 111.55. That is in there in nav 1. 238 is the course that we have selected. Already on approach, so we'll go ahead and load tower into COM 1. It is 19.9. And we will put ground
21530. Calm, visibility.
On COM 2. Ground is 21.9. Alright, everything's set up, and we are ready for this approach. Okay, so we're landing 2-4. We'll probably get off there at Foxtrot and taxi over to Modern Aviation, the FBO.
Pilatus 1 November Golf, set to maintain 2000.
Set to maintain 2000, 921 November Golf.
Visual traffic information, November, turn altimeter 3001.
Roger. Pick up November here.
Wilmington Airport information, November, time 2253, Zulu weather, wind calm, visibility 10, ceiling 1,200 overcast, temperature 12, viewpoint 10, altimeter 3001.
Pilatus 1 November Golf, turn right heading
Zulu
145.
runway 2.
Is that 145 for 1 November Golf?
Sir, lighting 145.
145, 1 November Golf. Alright, heading 145. Put it in V-speed mode. It won't do VNAV if we're not on a path. Alright, so at this point he's given us vectors, so we'll arm the final approach course. We click on Topsy, go to From Waypoint, activate, and now we can see that the green leg there from Topsy to Sumley is armed. Green is the next leg, the one that's armed, and once we intercept it, it will turn magenta, show that we're currently tracking it.
Pilatus 1 November Golf, 5 miles from Sumley, turn right heading 210, maintain 2000, will establish localizer, cleared ILS Zulu, runway 24 approach.
Right heading 210, 2000 until established, cleared ILS Zulu, runway 24.
Radar contact,
All
maintain
right.
10,000, 10,000.
Cleared for the approach.
Intersection.
And we'll arm approach. Alright, we've intercepted
Sorry about that.
final, and we're on the glide slope now. Autopilot's flying the airplane.
Pilatus 1 November Golf, kind of tower 119er, 0.9er, and if you can pass your flight positions upon arrival.
Okay, tower 19.9, and I'll pay attention to let them know. 1 November Golf.
Sure.
Okay, we are within flap speed for 15 degrees, so we'll go ahead and put that in. Okay, and contact tower. Hello tower, Pilatus 921 November Golf, ILS Zulu, runway 24.
November 921, November Golf, Wilmington Tower, wind is calm, runway 24, clear to land.
24, cleared to land, 921 November Golf. Alright, and we'll go gear down since we're going down. Alright, we got 3 greens, flap set at 15, we are cleared to land, got the lights on. We're +8, shouldn't be getting any ice here, but got the inertial separator open. And we'll watch out the window. Tops were about 2100 here. Alright, our minimums that we're going down to are 230 feet. Already getting glimpses of the ground here. And the runway is in sight. Autopilot's off. Got him to go. And Tower for 1 November Golf. Tops were about 2100, bases 1600.
Well, that's 1 November Golf. Thanks for the power up.
And temperature was positive 8.
Roger that.
Okay, we are cleared to land. Still got 3 greens. Yacht amp and flaps 30 to go. Okay, we'll go ahead and slip flaps 30, we're within speed range. Okay, flaps 30 is indicated. Light balloon there, so we're just a bit high.
500.
500 AGL. Got amps away. And we'll start slowing down to DSB. We're about DSB plus 20 right now, so a little bit of slowing down to do. But with 5-blade prop, pull back power, and it'll slow down pretty quick if you want it to. Okay, we are cleared to land. We do have 3 greens. And we're DSB plus 10. On DSB. And we'll go condition lever to ground idle. Put it in beta. And we can slow down without touching the brakes. I wonder if November Golf is going to Modern Aviation.
November 1 November Golf, remain on this frequency, turn right on to Foxtrot, taxi via Foxtrot Alpha to parking.
Foxtrot Alpha to parking, we'll stay here with you, 1 November Golf. Okay, right here, turn here at Foxtrot. And it's a straight ahead here, crossing runway. Go ahead and turn the windshield heats off, leave the inertial separator on. Once we're clear of the runway, we can turn all the flashers off. Then it'll be a right turn onto Alpha. A little bit of a confusing intersection. I understand why they made it a hot spot. Alright, reset trims. Bring the flaps up. And left turn into the ramp here.
Blue 356, 77, 1 minute ground, runway 24.
Marshal are inside up there.
Bravo. Cross runway 35 at Bravo.
And verify radar is in standby. We don't need to cook anybody. And I'll turn the light off so I don't blind anybody also. Alright, we'll set the brakes. Flaps and trims are all reset. Temps are stable. It's been a couple minutes at idle taxi. We can shut down. Thanks for flying along, guys.